Welcome back to Classic Firearms. This is the Beretta APX Carry, specifically in the Wolf Gray. It is a 3-inch barreled carry-size firearm from a legendary manufacturer, so let's go ahead and dive in and talk about it. Not to mention, it does come with a carrying pouch and a couple of different accessories in the box, which we'll get to in a little bit. With this being a pistol designed for concealed carry, you can kind of see that everywhere. It's 0.9 inches thick, which no matter how you're carrying it, where you're carrying it, it's going to sit nice and hug your body very nicely. But you can also feel it in the grip when you're going and you're presenting out to, down range to knock out a target. You can really feel that. The grip is a little bit on the sharp side, but it's very textured, so you don't feel like it's going to fly to your hands at all. So let's talk about what it comes with. Up front, you have a single white dot post with blacked out rear sights. You're gonna have deep slide serrations. Now I say deep, and that actually does surprise me just because of how thin this pistol is, that they were still able to grab some decent slide serrations on here. Not every manufacturer is able to do that. Fun fact about this APX Carry is they do put their logo kind of everywhere on it. So you have one on top of the slide, you have the Beretta over here, and you have two APX Carriers on either side of the front portion of the polymer portion of the pistol. Now, just behind that logo on the polymer portion of the pistol, say that 3 times fast, you have just a little bit of groove here. Now, that's going to be great. If your muscle memory is to find some sort of groove when you present out, it helps you get nicely aligned on the pistol, both on the thumb side and the pointer finger side. So either way, it's just a nice little detail. It's not super grippy by any stretch of the imagination, but it is nice to help you find where you're supposed to go without thinking about it. Now, the trigger guard is going to be fairly large on this one, and it is very squared. A lot of pistols will do square trigger guard that has a bit of a rounded side to it, and I guess technically speaking, the back half of the trigger guard does, but it is nice and easy, no matter how big your hands are, to get your hand, and again, we're clear, to get your finger inside that trigger guard and actually actuate it without an issue. Now, that trigger itself, again, we are clear, show you clear, is a little bit of take up because there's a trigger safety in here. So you pull past that trigger safety, and then you have a little bit of take up beyond that, and you keep pulling past a little, very, very obvious wall, and bang. So it breaks right about here. And then it obviously goes back a little farther after the break. Releasing that, so the reset, a little bit of movement there as you can see, and then the very soft reset, and then bang once more. So overall, I would call it more of like a duty style trigger. It's not gonna win any matches, but for a concealed carry pistol, this is almost exactly what you need. A nice length of pull, so there's no accidents, there's no accidental pulls when reholstering it or unholstering it or anything like that as well. So you really have to be very intentional with how you pull it. Now, as you can see, that is a single stack 8+1 round magazine, and there's that pouch again. It does come with another one in the box, and if you don't like how thick this one is, which I'll get to that in just a second, or if you don't like the extra pinky rest here, you can also add a flush fit on there. So depending on what your preference is, you have options here. So that is nice that they give you those options right out of the box. Now let's move on and talk about the grip itself. Very aggressive texturing on it. But first, since I had the magazines out, let's talk about how those kind of interact with the grip itself. So the grip is very short. As you can see, my entire pinky is just off this grip. Now, for a concealed carry option pistol, that's not always something that is considered a negative. What is nice, however, is you can get a almost what feels like a full grip length right here. So my pinky is now completely taken up, and I have some space. So if you have bigger hands, this might be a good option for you, that particular magazine. Plus, you get some extra rounds on that mag. The shorter boy does still give you a little bit of a grip extension, and again, you do have a nice hold or purchase on the pistol, but you can see the pinky does start to come off just a little bit. And then, of course, with the flush fit, it's going to be exaggerated just a little bit more. However, that's up to you. You choose which one you want because it does allow you that benefit. So let's talk about that grip. The back and front texturing is going to be the most aggressive on this pistol. You have a square pattern texturing on the back that comes to little points on each little individual square. I don't know how well you can see that. Let me get that out there for you just in case. But it's very aggressive, very easy to get a good purchase on, and it's not going anywhere once it's in my hand. Now, the recoil on it being a conceal, that's up to you and your skill level. The side portion of the pistol does have a what I would call moderately aggressive. So this is very aggressive. This is moderate on the back, on the sides. Overall, the controls of the pistol, the mag release is going to be kind of teardrop shaped on your left side. and it works as expected. Now, it does not come out much past that side of the pistol, but it does just a little bit. So if you may have to adjust your grip, you just don't want to accidentally drop that mag. Not a problem. Very flush fit, very nice overall. And your slide release is left-hand side slide release as well, which is very easy to actuate right out of the box, which you can't say about every pistol out there. So in review, you have a 3-inch barreled carry compact pistol that is 0.9 inches thick with 2 8-round magazines, one of them having extra rounds, one of them coming with an extender. You can also swap out for a flush fit magazine if you want. You're gonna get a carry pouch in the box, which is always very nice, with an overall length of 5.63 inches and 4.17 inches tall. In total, unloaded, the pistol is gonna weigh 19.8 ounces, and that trigger pull I mentioned earlier is 6.4 pounds, which is not necessarily a bad thing on a concealed carry pistol. Again, you're gonna have to be intentional about pulling that trigger, which is exactly what you want in said situation. So with that being said, if you have any experiences with the Beretta APX Carry pistol, please leave a review down below. No matter if it's the green version, black version, or the wolf gray version, please leave a review. We would love to see it. That is all I have for you today. God bless. Stay safe. It is time to end. Now, we're going to go shoot this thing.